unless you are auditioning for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. I love that show, by the way. Don't wear full false lashes in your headshot photos. We don't need to look like the Lollipop Guild. Hi guys, today we are doing headshot makeup. If you're getting a headshot done, the most important thing, and I cannot stress this enough, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record throughout this entire video because I've already just filmed it, you need to look like yourself. Whether you're doing headshots for corporate, or you're doing headshots for ballet, or Broadway, or this and that. The most important thing is to bring out your natural self, your natural bone structure, and speak to them as you in the photograph. The kind of blueprint structure to this, your facial makeup, your foundation, your contour. Keep this defined so it brings out your natural features and show your personality in your eyes or your lips or both. And for my face structure, I like balancing out my face with a darker lip than an eye. So I'm always going to do kind of a redder or berry or something that shows my lips up more than my eyes. It balances out my face. This takes trial and error. Take pictures of yourself, go back through old photos. If there are any photos you like of yourself, favorite them and try and recreate that look, because the most important thing we're doing in a headshot is showing people who you are. Particularly for Broadway or commercial dancing, you must look like yourself. It's really, really bad if you go into any audition really and the person is sitting there like, you don't want them wasting time at your audition trying to see if you're the same person in the photo. So we're gonna go through this. I'm gonna give you my tips as we go. Let me know if you have any questions. Starting with skin prep. When you're taking pictures, particularly for headshots, they will use flash. So my number one piece of advice to you for skincare is skip your SPF that day, because sometimes, not always, SPF flashes back on the camera as white, and so you'll kind of have a ghostly look to you. So I would recommend no SPF if you're taking professional headshot photos with flash. For foundations, I actually would go with, depending on your skin type, I wouldn't go with anything too glowy. So I am actually going to use my Die Hard. I still use this. I have used this for the last 3 years, the Estee Lauder Double Wear. And then if you do want something luminous, I do like the True Match Lumi Foundation. It does give a little more glow, so you have to be careful with flash. But these are two good options. You can either do like a matte or a Lumi. With headshot, yes, they can do touch-up, but honestly, you guys, less is more. That's with any makeup. I'm gonna barely use this. And if you guys have really good skin, or you're over the age of, I don't know, 35 or 40, maybe you skip foundation. I'm gonna use this brush. It is the All Over Precision brush. From somewhere, I'll link it below. I am starting on the center of my face and buffing it in. You'll see this from anyone. I really recommend Andrea Ali or Lisa Eldridge for makeup tutorials. They are both professional makeup artists, so I will link their 2 channels below. Both of them use the thinnest of layers. Even for photography, you can always build up, but you really don't want to cake anything on, especially with high def nowadays, the kinds of cameras they use. Even it out, you can do the big stuff with concealer. My go-to concealer these days is the NARS Creamy Concealer. I actually mix 2, I was about to say flavors, but they are flavors. I mix Nougatine and Affogato. I mix 2. You can always go classic and use Tarte Shape Tape. This tends to be a little bit thicker. And then the other one I actually love using as a concealer is the Hourglass foundation stick. It's a little bit thicker and you can really pinpoint and cover up anything you might need. But we're gonna start with these 2. And the way I mix is I just put it on the back of my hand like this, and then dot, dot, dot. Sometimes I do it with finger, sometimes I do it with a brush. I'm actually going to use a brush. I can't read what this is, but I will link this below too. And so I'm just going to work it in. Again, thin layers. Remember, the number one thing we're trying to do here, you guys, is not mask you, but illuminate you, meaning show off who you are. So I'm just covering up what needs covering. Moving on to blush. I'm gonna go not so crazy on the blush. We don't need to look like the Lollipop Guild. Couple ones I like, different price points. This e.l.f. one, it's a liquid blush. We're gonna use it very sparingly, like dot dot, that's it. Also really like the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Blush Healthy Glow Stick. This is a peach one. It's really pretty. Either one is great. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Something I've learned from both Lisa and Andrea Ali. Do the products in the same consistency. So all liquid face products go before powder. So I'm gonna just do this, and this is gonna saturate this and barely touch my face. For headshots also, I would not bring the blush too far in. It's kind of like we've talked about for stage before. If you go too far in, you're gonna look red-faced, like you're sweating and hot. Maybe a little up here. Some people love a thing on the nose. I'm not a fan, I don't like it on me, so I don't do it. But also, you can get away with more pigment the more pigmented your skin is. I'm extremely translucent and pale. I can't use a lot of pigment, I look ridiculous. Using powder, I'm gonna use my Die Hard Laura Mercier translucent powder. The way I like to do it, put a little bit in the lid. I am gonna use a brush, twirl it around, dot off the excess, and press, not swipe. Press where I need it. I don't powder my whole face. If you're very oily, you might want to. Also, I would bring some powder with you when you're taking your shots, because under lights, we tend to get sweaty. If you want your concealer to stay though, you might want to powder under here. I'm gonna do it a little contour, like this much. The only contour I can ever wear, the Film Star Bronze and Glow palette by Charlotte Tilbury. This is as dark as I go. I have a rounder, softer face. Not talking about stage. If I do contour like this, it doesn't work with my bone structure. Because I'm soft and rounder, I can't go like this. We're not doing 𝐏𝐫𝐽𝐻. We're not. We're doing headshots. We're gonna mimic our bone structure with our contour. And I would do a little contour for photographs. Remember, lights are harsh. A lot of your makeup kind of fades away, so you are gonna wanna wear a little bit more than you would on the street, but we're still keeping it natural. Just like that. Now, if you're a Keira Knightley, who's very sharp, go like this. Gentle. I'm barely touching, and then I'm gonna go up in the temples, and then maybe for photographs we'll go under here, maybe. That's how I would contour if you're more soft like me. Last thing I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna do a hair more blush. Because we're taking photographs, the pigment of your blush can be a little bit more. So I'm gonna use the ColourPop blush in Swirled. This is a nice one for me. It's kind of peachy, it's soft. Same idea. We're just gonna gentle, and I'm gonna keep it focused right here. And see, now I just look like an elevated version of myself. If you like some highlight on you, great. We could maybe do a little bit of highlight. Let me show you an option. This one I have lived and loved. It's Falling Apart. It's a MAC one. I don't even know what it's called. Double Glam Extra Dimension Skin Finish. Double Gleam, sorry, Double Gleam. It is falling out of its case, and barely, so I'll just do this to show you. I don't know if I would do highlight for headshots for me, but if you want to, right on the bone. For me, I'm actually gonna go lighter on the eyes. Whether or not you use a little shimmer or matte is up to you. It's a preference thing. For headshots, for me, I use a hair bit of shimmer, but not a lot. My favorite palette, to be honest with you guys, I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow these days. Once you get 35 plus, I love this Magic Mirror Morphe palette. It's so fun. It's kind of got everything. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this just to show you. This is as much as I would do personally, but if you want to play up your eyes, do it. So I'm gonna go with kind of this shimmer, natural looking, bronzy, sable color almost. Just barely. That's almost too much for me. Buff it out a little bit. I just want to show off my eyes. I don't do too smoky anymore. I need a bit more of a defined eye. So I'm going to take one more color over, but a little more matte. So for me, I'm actually going to do a little bit of this brown, just a smudge. A little bit along the lash line. Don't be afraid to use your finger. This is a lot of shimmer for me in terms of my eye, so I'm gonna tack it down a little bit. I'm gonna take one of these matte nude shades, so like maybe this one or this one, maybe mix the two, and take some of this shimmer down. It's a little much for me. There we go. For headshots, I'm actually gonna do a two-step eyeliner process. This is a Laura Geller Longwear eyeliner, dark brown kohl. It's a kohl liner. It's thicker. It's thicker. So I'm just gonna use this to define my eyes. This is actually what I would use more so than shadow these days. You could do black, but you'd have to be really high contrast for that. I find brown and gray work really well. So using an eyeshadow brush, I'm just going to buff it out. Now this is a little more eye makeup than I would normally wear in real life because, again, remember, we have to deal with the camera and the lights. So that is why headshot makeup is not necessarily normal natural makeup. You have to like elevate your natural a little bit. Then what I'm gonna do personally, I take this NYX NYX or Epic ink liner. I wear this every day. It's a dark brown, again for me, dark brown, and I'm gonna literally trace my lash line with it. So just trace. And it's just going to intensify without going too nuts. Now, here, if you're happy with it, great, keep it. If you want a little flick at the end, we can do it. I need the magnifying mirror for this. So there we go. Hello. So I'm just going to see my hacks video. You can also use a post-it note. I'm going to curl. For this, I am going to use black mascara. Normally, I use brown for real life, but I'm going to use black because pictures, photographs, you need a little bit more. For brows, if you fill in your brows, do it now. I usually don't. One great trick, you guys, is to do it with an eyeshadow. We're just barely going to do it because mine sometimes look ridiculous when I do this, but going to take an eyeshadow. Again, we're not trying to change the shape of your face, just enhance. You don't want to fill in a brow that you can't maintain in person. Another great trick is the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow gel. Keeps them in place. An optional next step are false lashes. However, unless you are auditioning for the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, I love that show, by the way, don't wear full false lashes in your headshot photos. They look weird. So if you're going to use lashes, I would use individual ones. I am going to put on maybe 2 or 3 of these to show you the difference. I do love individual lashes. I put them on with the tweezers. They are extremely temperamental. So if you're going to wear the individuals, don't wait until the day to practice. So what I like to do is put a little bit of glue on the thing. I take one with my tweezers. You can't even see this, but I hold the ends of it. I dip it in the glue, and then I just set it there. I set it on my eye. They are extremely difficult if you've never done it before. See, even then, it just gives it a little bit of extra. Anybody else watch America's Sweethearts? I got into it recently, and I'm kind of like fascinated by it because it's my world, but not my world at all. It's, I don't know, just what they go through, how they audition, what they have to wear. I find it extremely interesting. Gonna put 2 on today to show you what it looks like. Maybe I would do a 3rd, but I like keeping it to the outside. That's what I would do. Last step is lips. If you want a more natural lip, great, do it. Because you see, even while I'm here, do you see how pale my lips are? I look unbalanced. I look a little strange with no lipstick. So I like a little more of a saturated lipstick to balance out my face. So my holy grail right now is Rosewood Lip Liner by Jones Road. And then, of course, my holy grail lipstick right now is Wine with Everything by Revlon. It's really pretty. Yeah. And maybe I would go a little bit lighter, a little more berry. This is the lips and the eyes is you. So this is the finished look. And my advice as a general rule, as we said at the beginning, your facial makeup needs to show your face structure. Show your personality in your eyes and your lips. Are you more of an eye person? Are you more of a lip person? What is the person you want to be perceived at, yet still look like yourself? So for me, I love old Hollywood glamour. That's very much who I am. So I'm always going to do kind of a darker lip and a more defined eye. It looks the best on me. It balances out my face. This does take some trial and error to figure out what works and what doesn't. I recommend doing a dress rehearsal, especially if you are paying for professional headshots. Practice your makeup. Take flash photos and non-flash photos in it. Take pictures, play, rehearse it ahead of time. But the most important thing with headshot makeup is to make sure you look like yourself. If this helped, let me know in the comments. If you like it, if you don't like it, let me know in the comments. If you missed my color analysis video where I finally figured out what I am, it's right there. You can click it to watch. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.